Hey guys, it's me, Carly, coming at you with another video, and I wanted to show you my She Authority sweatshirt with Candice Patton on it because, girl, I love this woman. I wish I could marry her. Yes, I do have a crush on Candice Patton, and I have no shame in admitting it. And how funny I bring her up because I'm going to be talking about the West Allen argument and Emily Betrickard's departure from Arrow, and I'm taking off my sweatshirt because the material it's made of is like really hot, but I'm gonna keep it beside me because of this gorgeous woman. Yeah, of this gorgeous woman. So, into the subjects of the video. When I heard Emily Betrickard's was leaving from Arrow, I had bittersweet feelings about it. Sweet feelings because I don't have to deal with a lot of Olicity drama anymore, because honestly, that is one of my biggest issues with the Arrowverse is everything always seems to come back to Olicity. I mean, you had Laurel's last words be about Olicity. Like, OG Laurel's last words were about Olicity before she died. And she said it to a man who cheated on her. And then, also, because Olicity will probably get a divorce or something. I hope, dear Lord, please let him get a divorce because they never seem to be happy. I mean, Felicity calls Iris, yeah, that's right, her good friend Iris, to bitch about him. And y'all, you get mad at Iris for bitching about Barry. No, sorry. You're getting mad at Iris for saying nasty, mean things about Oliver, but she's only repeating what she heard from Felicity, so I don't understand why y'all... Oh, because she's black, that's why. And it's just... I'm bitter about it because it just feels like the moment they announced an Olicity pregnancy storyline, it's like Emily wanted to be gone from this show. Because in an interview, Emily Betrickard specifically stated that she did not want Iris to get pregnant. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by my eyes. I've kind of been rubbing this one because it's been itchy and it's allergy season, so yeah. She did not want a baby, but she just wanted Felicity to be more than a love interest. She wanted Felicity to have agency, but all Felicity did become when she got with Oliver was a love interest, and now she's having his baby. Like, who thought it was a good idea to give Oliver another child? I'm sorry, but he is a shit father. He just left his son at boarding school, even though Felicity was the one who sent them there. Actually, Olicity are shitty parents. Because Felicity sent William to boarding school and then didn't even spend Christmas with him after all this kid has been through. He's like getting kidnapped twice, the second time even after he was put under witness protection program. His mom was blown up on an island. She's dead. He has no family. And now the future storylines of Arrow, don't grab my attention because it's all a bunch of knockoff OC characters that they're doing, and they just pass the Black Canary mantle around. Speaking of the Black Canary mantle, I just gotta insert this quickly. I am so happy to see Black Siren become the Black Canary, but I'm also a bit bitter. I'm bitter about it because it's not Earth 1 Laurel, and you could have used that as an excuse to bring back Earth 1 Laurel. This eye looks really freaking crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But she just is so stupid. Not stupid. Felicity, it's just a dumb narrative and a dumb concept because I just don't understand why giving Olicity another baby is a good idea. And Felicity even said she didn't want a pregnancy storyline, but now she's a stepmom and becoming a bio mother, and it just, no, I'm not cool with that. The other thing is, I mean, if they can't even take care of William and they send him away to boarding school and leave him there, what makes him so fit to take care of a baby they have now? The baby they're gonna have. And by the way, why did they name their daughter Mia? I mean, we already had Thea Dearden, who was based off Mia Dearden Speedy from the comics. And we have, now you named her Mia Smoke. Now you named your daughter Mia Smoke, who is probably a ripoff between Olivia Queen and Dolly, Dinah, Laurel Lance, and Oliver Jonas Queen's daughter, and Mia Dearden. So what was the point of that? It's like, you guys will take names from OC characters and just put them on or take names from the OG characters and put them on OC characters, and you don't even care what you're doing with these characters as long as they have a comic book name or it's an Easter egg. It's just, it doesn't seem right, and it seems really disrespectful to the comic book writers. And I don't even read that much of the comics, but I've heard enough about them. But it just seems like you're trying to appease a fan base, and but all you're doing is pissing them off more, like how you bring in Tina Boland, who you conveniently named Dinah Drake. I've ranted about that before. I refuse to call her Dinah. Just hearing her be called Dinah makes my skin crawl. Ugh. And then, another good reason Emily should leave the show. Okay, I love Emily Bett Rickards. She's she's very supportive. She's of Candice. And she even included Candice in her goodbye. So, I'm glad she's supportive of Candice and is helped sticking up for Candice, unlike Danielle Panabaker. But Emily Bett Rickards to me, she is not that good of an actress. I'm sorry, Emily Bett Rickards. You deserve better, and I think you deserve better material to work with than the shit they gave you. But it's just, I don't know. And so I don't know that's going to entail. Oliver's going to die. Arrow season 8 is ending, and it's ending on such a bitter note for me, even though I pulled out of Arrow because they thought it was a good idea to kill Dinah Laurel Lance, and Oliver's just a hypocritical fuckboy. I mean, I saw a clip of him yelling at Earth 2 Laurel about, loyalty. I know that's a concept you don't totally understand when they're arguing about Emma Cohen. Here she has worked hard for the past 6.5 months, 7 months or whatever, to become a better person and to become a good person. Or is it 9 months? I don't know how long she's been working hard. But she's been working hard for several months to become a better person. And he, of all people, should know what it's like, how hard it is to come back from the darkness. And everyone should be having Laurel's back. And no, of course not. And even Tina is such a hypocrite. But Oliver, to lecture someone on loyalty, I mean, we are talking about a man who has a child born out of an affair that he had while he was with the OG Laurel. And, he banged his girlfriend's sister. But, yeah, he's one to talk about loyalty. He's got a lot of fucking room to talk about loyalty now, doesn't he? Not. And it makes it even worse when he's saying it to a woman who has an identical face to the woman he betrayed on a multitude of occasions. So he needs to shut the fuck up about loyalty. Sorry, I just had to get that out because it irked me. Now on to Barry, or in this case, because I'm mad at him, Bartholomew Henry Allen. He's basically being an Oliver Queen Jr. when it comes to his hypocrisy. I mean, yes. I saw the clip of him and Iris arguing about how... And Iris was right to call him out on his bullshit. I I know, like, certain decisions he couldn't really consult Iris about going into the Speed Force, but I still understand why she's mad, and nobody ever seems to get Iris's point of view because, God forbid, we understand a black woman's point of view. But it's just, like, Barry, of all people that he can give second chances to, and the one person he can't is his own daughter? I mean, he even went so far as to say Thawne, Eobard Thawne, a man who murdered his mother, a man who made Henry serve a life sentence for 15 years for a crime Henry did not commit. He made people think Barry's father, an innocent man, was a wife killer. Barry's whole life, people grew up thinking that Barry's father was a wife killer, and his father was in prison wrongfully, and Joe was the one who didn't believe him and sent him to therapy, and Iris is the only one who believed in him, but yet he says that Eobard Thawne can change, even though Eobard Thawne is completely exploiting his daughter and taking advantage of her. But he writes off his daughter just because she's working with Thawne because he killed his mother. I get being upset over that. However, he doesn't seem to be bothered by the fact that he seems to be okay working with Caitlin Snow, you know, the woman who helped plot to murder his wife. The woman or the love of his life, the woman who kidnapped his stepmother-in-law and held an icicle to Cecile's throat. What else can he do? She helped traffic people after trying to murder Iris and was willing to make a deal with Amunet, knowing full well that she wanted to traffic Barry. And she can put the team in danger on a multitude of occasions. She almost got Cynthia killed and never apologized. She's never had to atone for any of the bad things she's done. And she has put the team in far more danger than Nora ever has. But he can call her, Caitlin Snow, a good person, but he writes off his daughter just like that, knowing full well that Nora has not had a dad her entire life because future Iris lied to her. Yeah, I get why, but how many times do we have to say, keeping secrets does not do anything good. Nothing ever good comes from keeping secrets. And it just, Barry's levels of hypocrisy, I just can't, I don't get it. I mean, he's willing to give Savitar, his thin crust pizza face time remnant, a second chance, despite the fact that he was going to kill Iris. And we all know how Barry gets when he is when somebody harms Iris. But he can give he's willing to give Savitar a second chance. He can give Killer Frost a second chance, who has done Killer Frost on the show, Caitlin Snow. Yeah, they're the same person, and I completely hold Caitlin Snow accountable for Killer Frost's actions. She can do the most atrocious shit ever. And kidnap people, traffic people, stab Barry in the leg twice, almost kill police officers. A version of her mutilated Cisco, and she laughed over it. He can forgive all of that. But Nora, his daughter? No. And another thing that I've noticed a pattern of is how characters of color are treated versus how white characters are treated when they make a mistake. I mean, he showed sympathy to Wells, or Harry, when Harry stole some of his speed to give to Zoom because he wanted to save his daughter, which I could get that. Okay, fine. But Joe was the one throwing him in the pipeline. He can forgive Caitlin for he's all understanding of Caitlin taking the Philosopher's Stone, even knowing full well what it does to people. It made Julian a psycho killer, and he did horrible things to people as alchemy, all to get rid of her powers. And that got Wally kidnapped, caused him to hallucinate, and it got Wally vacuumed into the Speed Force. But is she called out for that? Only Julian calls her out, and she makes an excuse for it, and everyone fucking coddles white girl Caitlin. But Barry can't. But Barry kicks Wally out of Star Labs. He yelled at Iris for the Linda situation. Everyone blames Iris for the Linda situation, even though Barry wasn't much better himself. I mean, come on, he didn't treat Linda the nicest when he thought he had a chance with Iris. And all Iris did was tell Linda the truth, because Linda asked for an opinion. But no, everyone has to blame Iris for... Everyone just blames Iris for everything and can never understand her point of view, because that just seems to be a pattern with the black women on TV shows who rightfully have an understandable point of view, but nobody wants to see it because they want to defend their problematic white fave. And yeah, I'm bringing race into this because this is a noticeable pattern, and I'm getting sick of it. But the way Barry treats his family members of color versus how he treats non-related white family members for mistakes they made just shows me that we need writers of color in the writing room, and it's an all-white writing room. It's just, gross. Sorry, I cannot take Barry's hypocrisy. And Caitlin is allowed in his house. She can totally disrespect Iris after getting Cynthia killed. And then and then, on top of that, she's welcome in their home for Thanksgiving, and she can help him bake pies, but Nora can't even be given a second chance without Barry throwing her in the pipeline, or without Barry just leaving her in the middle of the street and dumping her in the future. I mean, if you were going to dump her in the future, at least be decent enough to take her back to the house. Oh, and tonight's episode is called Snow Clan. I don't know why. Because Caitlin Snow episodes don't do well. That's why they haven't really advertised her portion of the episodes, because they are always a flop, which is why people call her Killer Flop. And nobody cares about Icicle because, I'm sorry, but no. Just no Killer Frost-centered episodes, because this has become the Flash show, and Killer Frost has had more episodes centered around her, and nobody is saying this is the Killer Frost show, maybe except for West Allen fans like myself and big Iris fans. But Iris has one episode where she gets Barry's powers, and it's, Iris is annoying, Iris is the worst, she's virus, I don't know, she's, Anyways, this is my rant on The Flash and Emily Bettrickard's leaving. I'm sorry if I start talking really fast. But if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and stay tuned for more videos.